Everybody, it's John Boquette, past president of the New England Newspaper and Press Association. I'm also editor of the Newtown Bee and coming to you from the Zoom room here at the Bee to welcome you to the 2023 New England Newspaper Conference and our first awards session, which is going to be for public occurrences. This award recognizes the very best work that New England newspapers produce each year, whether it's individual or team stories, series, spot news coverage, columns, or photojournalism that ran in print and or online. NEMPA presents up to 16 Public Occurrences Awards to member news organizations each year. And this year, 13 awards will be presented. The award was established in 1990 to recognize individual and team merit at New England newspapers to mark the 300th anniversary of the founding of Public Occurrences, the first newspaper published in America. 4 days after it appeared in Boston in 1690, Public Occurrences was suppressed by the royal governor. But we're not going to suppress any Public Occurrences winners this year. This year's Public Occurrences winners start with the Berkshire Eagle of Pittsfield, Massachusetts, Trains, What's on Board? The Eagle news team gave readers a provocative, easily readable, and informative report on the state of rail transport of hazardous materials along local lines. The team tackled an oft overlooked topic and exposed both the secrecy surrounding what the trains are transporting and the potential danger to which its residents and their environment are exposed. Accompanied by strong photography and graphics, the coverage provided a clear examination of the many factors contributing to train derailments, including the size of the onboard crews and the varying lengths of individual trains. Even though the Eagle pointed out the overall lack of public access to information that might clarify the scope of the potential hazards along rail routes, its reporters managed to overcome that lack of transparency and illuminate what the trains contain and the prospective dangers posed. Our next Public Occurrences winner is 7 Days of Burlington, Vermont, Housing Series. 7 Days has provided a deep examination of the post-COVID stress on the Vermont housing market. 7 Days explored in detail and in multiple stories from a variety of angles the impact that the Northeast pandemic exodus has had on the lives and livelihoods of many Vermont residents. Not just a lament, this project examines the many strategies and innovations underway as resilient Vermonters strive to protect their way of life in the face of dramatic change. The stories on mobile homes, workforce shortages, home construction, and elders being locked into staying in larger homes are among the best at showing the broad sweep this series brought to the topic. The series also featured excellent visual content and presentation. Our next Public Occurrences award goes to the Day of New London, Connecticut. Affordable, safe housing. The staff of the Day of New London, in collaboration with a journalism class at the University of Connecticut, delivered an intensive examination of the region's chronic shortage of affordable housing. The Day series spotlighted the problem through several human interest pieces, giving anecdotal evidence of the shortage's dire impact on distressed residents. In just one such instance, the coverage took readers deep inside the world of eviction, with its maelstrom of competing agendas, legal complexities, and human costs. The series wrap-up piece, rife with stats and graphics, offered ample evidence of the extent of the housing problem. The series is thorough and detailed in its reporting and well-written in general. Our next Public Occurrences award goes to the Concord Monitor of Concord, New Hampshire, Counting Cops. This 5-part series is a deep dive examination of police spending and strategies throughout New Hampshire. After devoting more than a year to this investigation, the Concord Monitor revealed that a dramatic increase in the number of police, local and state, is having a significant impact on town and regional budgets. Their reporting showed the number of police officers increased by an average of 20% statewide, while crime actually fell during that time period. Important information to have. Our next award goes to Connecticut Mirror, based in Hartford, Connecticut, for Connecticut's Elder Care Reckoning. This was an important and unsettling look at the scary state of elder care in fast aging Connecticut. The outlook for nursing homes is pretty dire as the state cuts back its investments in them. But home health care is no joyride either. Nearly all services are understaffed and under-monitored, and confusing to consumers and their loved ones. This series involved a lot of work, used fascinating data, and told startling stories. It's no wonder the Connecticut legislature responded with reforms. Our next Public Occurrences Award goes to 7 Days of Burlington, Vermont. Who cares? Vermont's child care system isn't working for providers or parents. Anyone who poo-poos complaints about unreliable, unaffordable childcare must read this series. It becomes clear why the childcare industry is suffering: low pay and high responsibility. One teacher said she could make more money waitressing, and another legislator spends more than twice her salary on childcare. This is a huge issue for working families, and 7 Days humanized it and made readers and the legislature care about it. Our next Public Occurrences Award is for the Patriot Ledger of Quincy, Massachusetts. Perilous Course. This story is a very readable piece about a cemetery in a New England town that was being overtaken by seawater until a seawall was constructed. It's a captivatingly written commentary on climate change with fascinating details of cemetery occupants and their living loved ones. A compelling piece to read no matter who you are or where you are in Massachusetts. Our next Public Occurrences Award goes to the Providence Journal of Providence, Rhode Island. Pawtucket Nursing Homes. The Providence Journal focused on failures by nursing home operators and the amorphous companies that own many of them in Rhode Island. The reporting defines the ongoing problems and tries to hammer at them to hold regulators and the transient corporations that own and run nursing homes accountable. This is a good old-fashioned reporting and accountability journalism. Our next Public Occurrences Award goes to the Sun Journal of Lewiston, Maine. Homeless in Maine. This exhaustive 6-month project sheds light on Maine's homeless population and its various causes. The stories on homeless encampments, the working homeless, and the growing number of homeless teens humanize the issue for readers and local officials. The Sun Journal also reported on the array of services available while highlighting successful programs along with possible future solutions. This series, Homeless in Maine, made it clear that much more attention is needed on this growing problem. Our next Public Occurrences Award goes to New Hampshire Bulletin of Concord, PCBs. The New Hampshire Bulletin focused on the long-standing problem of dangerous PCBs in the New Hampshire environment, detectable even in loon eggs. The reporting looks at the repeated failure by state lawmakers and regulators to consistently allocate money to do major cleanups that are needed to ensure a safe environment. Although news about and funding for PCBs have been pushed aside by PFAS and other toxins in the news and in the environment, the New Hampshire Bulletin dug deep and highlighted how this problem won't go away without public and governmental support and money. Well done, New Hampshire Bulletin. Our next Public Occurrences Award goes to the Berkshire Eagle of Pittsfield, Massachusetts, nursing homes. Reporter Heather Bello reveals a crisis in care at local nursing homes. Tracking shortages in staffing, neglect, and lack of supervision, the Eagle's reporting reveals that understaffing at nursing homes has been a critical issue long before the COVID epidemic. Bello examined state and federal reports on the industry and reports to readers on the failures of these for-profit nursing homes. Our next Public Occurrences Award goes to 7 Days of Burlington, Vermont. Warning shots. 7 Days tackled the problem of young immigrants turning to violence and frequently bringing guns into the fray as they struggle to find their place in what is often a confusing and alienating society. 7 Days talked to people who see this trend and the need to quickly address what is becoming this widespread feeling of hopelessness. The storyline both informs the reader and suggests ways to help address this problem before guns and more related deaths become a way of life in more Vermont cities. And now our final Public Occurrences Award for 2023 goes to the Providence Journal of Providence, Rhode Island. Pioneer. This is rigorous advocacy journalism at its best. The journal's watchdog reporter on Pioneer Investments helped shine a light for the public on an issue many people face but don't always feel empowered to speak about, and helped bring about real consequences, including a lawsuit filed by the Attorney General's office against Pioneer. The reporting details the horrendous and dangerous conditions that residents of large affordable housing complexes have been forced to live in, giving them a chance at better conditions in the future. Congratulations to all our Public Occurrences winners and all who entered.